So, I know I said I'd be back in 2 weeks with the first episode of the campaign, but clearly, what I meant was that I would be back in 5 days with a bunch of drawings of our cast of characters. Yeah. So, my plan for today is essentially to sit here and go over June, our player character, and the way that I've fleshed her out while I put up the drawing process somewhere here-ish. Um, and then I'll talk about some of the neutral characters in the first campaign. This is my character sheet for June, who I will start drawing right here. Bam! And, alright, so we've got June. Character sheet wise, I've decided how I want to allocate the points that we rolled last time, and so this time I'll talk you through a little bit of what we've got going on. Okay, so we have our name, Joon Fisher. We are a seer/diviner. We're a mulish centaurian berserker, and our misfortune is it's Magnus, which means that we have a lot of innate magic and we have a lot of control. So, we have a motive. I have decided for this campaign that my character may or may not have a motive. I'm leaning towards not, because I feel like a motive is kind of something that you have when you are DMing, or GMing rather, a campaign for people, and it kind of helps them keep their character on track. For my character June, since I wrote the campaign, I'm not sure what kind of personal motives I want her to have. But I did roll the die for her innate magic, so I'm going to talk about a little bit of what's going on there. So you roll the d20 after you flip your coin to kind of see if you have high magic or low magic innately, and that doesn't really have much to do with your misfortune. You can be a mute with high innate magic. It just means that when you try to express that magic, it doesn't really, not a lot of it comes out. You just have a lot inside of you. So Junie has low innate magic, which means that we're starting our magic die we're starting at a D4, correct? If you have low magic, then you will start around, if you have low magic and you are a mute or meh, then you are rolling a D2. You're flipping a coin with your magic. If you are low innate magic and you have Magnus or Menace, then you're rolling a D4. Whereas if you have high innate magic and you are mute or minor, then you are going to start off rolling a D6. And if you have a lot of magic and you are a Magnus or Menace, then you'll start off rolling a D8. So it's pretty crazy. You got a pretty wide range, but I'm rolling a D4. And if you add middling to your campaign, then rolling the 10 or 11 you'll just roll with a D4 if you're mute or meh, and you'll roll with a D6 if you are Magnus or Menace, because that's middling. So, I decided to put my stats out on here, and I will put my chart of what dice you roll with here. But our stats that we have are mental, muscle, magnetism, melee, moxie, metal, mark, and maneuver. I made my dump stat melee, and in that case I rolled an 8. And I'm still going to write the 8 down so that I know what that number is when I level up later on. But for this, because I'm in the 7 to 9 range, I'm rolling a d6 for melee. So, lowest stat is melee. My second lowest stat is going to be magnetism, because I am very socially awkward. So I made that my second lowest stat. I might be screwing myself, I don't know. Hopefully my pre-made characters will kind of balance me out enough. I'll take a look at them in a moment and we'll see. After that is muscle. I figured muscle would be my low stat because Junie's very square, but she doesn't fight. So she's very stocky and she's kind of naturally strong, but she doesn't like exercise or do any of those things to like make herself more strong than usual. So I made it, third lowest. So that's muscle. I forgot to say that for magnetism, we have 13, so we're rolling a d10. For muscle, we have 14, so we're also rolling a d10. I know that one of these 13s was a 15, actually, but I feel like I rolled stats so high that I'm kind of... We'll see as I go along, because Mark is my second lowest stat. That is also a 13, so actually... What I'm gonna do, because it doesn't change the dice, is I'm going to make Mark 14, and I'll make muscle that 15 that I wanted to ignore, but I won't ignore it. It's supposed to be a 15, so it's a 15, and all three of these are gonna be a d10 nonetheless. So we have that. Our next highest is maneuver. I figured she was already going to be fast, and so I was like, well, I want her to stay fast, but I don't want to... I want my highest stats to be survival stats, like metal, moxie type things, and so I left those as the highest. So maneuver is a d12, it's at 17, as is mental. Mental is also at a 17, which, as I said, is a d12. And then we're going to, of course, do moxie and metal. My 19 that I rolled is going to metal, and that is a d20. And then my 20 that I rolled is going to moxie, and that is also a d20. So the reason, or part of the reason why it is important to write these numbers down, as well as the die stat, is your health points kind of rely on your metal. So for metal, I had 19, and your health is basically a base 10 plus your metal numerical value. So that is, of course, 19 plus 10. So my current HP is 29. My walk speed for a centaur, that is 75. My swim speed, of course, because my body is half horse, that I'm not very good at swimming, so my swim speed is only 15. The base is 30-30-0, so if you're a human, you walk 30, swim 30, you can't fly. I don't know what to tell you. Alright, so I will be finishing the updates of the website tomorrow. However, as a mulish centaur, my moxie, my stubbornness, is +5. So now I roll a d20 when I want to do a moxie roll, and my add to that is 5. My mark, so my intuition, is -5. I might have screwed myself, but I think it's okay. My maneuverability, so my speed, is +3. And my metal is +5. Okay, so maybe I did not need to make those... Whatever, we'll look at it in a moment. But that's what we've got for stats. And of course, my fly speed is 0 because I cannot fly. In terms of brooms, I am going to be making up a lot of stuff, including broom brands and things like that. But for a centaur, I did not really imagine that they would be using brooms to fly. I had my character here, whose name is Morris, and his nickname is Momo. Mr. Momo uses a magical wheelchair that essentially he tucks his hind quarters into. It's like a wheeled chair of holding. And because I have my centaur, I'm basically dismantling Mr. Morris. Junie is going to be also using a wheeled chair of holding. For broom, that's what we're writing down. I'll write it down later. I'm not going to do that to myself. For a wand, I'm also probably going to be taking Mr. Morris's questionable staff, or I will be using a unicorn horn. I have not decided yet, but I'm going to be doing something. Speaking of pre-made characters that I made for the campaign, I would love to introduce you to Sybil Lacrimosa. And I'll put a little picture of her right here. Sybil Lacrimosa is a specter. She's an aquatic humanoid, which basically means she's half mermaid, but she is also a ghost. There are different categories of ghosts and spirits, but Sybil is just a regular old specter as far as anybody knows. And what I've written here is that she has a wand that is visible only under blacklight. She doesn't have a broom because she's a spirit. So she traded out, essentially, her swim speed for her fly speed. She can still swim, but she doesn't have to breathe air or water. So she's kind of just always a mermaid, always swimming through the air. As a familiar, she has Seymour Lacrimosa, who is a simulacrum. So, you get it? Seymour Lacrimosa? Anyway, he's a simulacrum created by Sybil's father upon her untimely demise. As he will never be dismissed, Seymour has very little he's able to do magically. So he's kind of just like a bodyguard to make sure that Sybil's grave does not get destroyed and she's not gone forever. So that's Sybil. And we'll introduce Mr. Morris anyway. Mr. Morris has his questionable staff. He is an alpacan centaur, which is why his hair's so curly and he's so cute. And his familiar is SAD T40-8, or Sadie T48. Sadie T48, or SADIE, is a construct created by Momo's parents and maintained in his spare time. A mechanical assistant, Sadie's use in battle is more as a delivery system for potions, etc. So that's her. This one is Vern Drool Jr. And they are a Fey halfling. They're leprechaunic, so their luck is high. They are with the student council, as well as, I believe they're a fan of Drop Dead Gorgeous, which is a band that I created for this campaign. Their wand is a fair trade unicorn horn, ethically sourced. And their broom was a janitorial push broom, kind of like as a nod to the original thing, but when they're in front of their family, it's a handmade one. And this is November Harris. This is supposed to be Mr. Morris's girlfriend, so I don't know that I'm getting rid of Mr. Morris. I think he just does not have as large a part in this story as he would have had. So November Harris is an elven berserker. She does not have a wand, because she has the minor condition for her misfortune, so she doesn't like to try to use a wand. And also she's a berserker, so she's more physical. And as a broom, she actually has a magic flying carpet, so I probably shouldn't put broom. I should put like flying implement or something like that instead. But yes, she has a flying carpet, and her familiars were two little imps, one named Sloth, who would heal damage with a short nap, and then Gluttony, who would eat spell attacks and magic. She's a fighter abjurer, which means she's, punching people and warding spells. But those are just a few of the supporting characters. You know what? I can show you Drop Dead Gorgeous. I can show you some of Drop Dead Gorgeous. So this is Pumpkin E. Goldfarber. I love her. She's my favorite. I love her so much. She is a she-her, Pumpkin F. Goldfarber, sorry. She is a half-giant specter. She's gigantic. And I didn't really write a lot about these characters because they are neutral characters that may or may not join the campaign. And so I don't have her wand, broom, or familiar written down. I only have how you can become her friend, as well as her little background. And I don't want to tell you her background because that's secret, so we're not going to. And then I can show you, this is Hella. Hella is another one of my favorites. Basically, Drop Dead Gorgeous is my favorite creation of this campaign, and they don't have a large part in it at all. I just had a lot of fun drawing pretty girls with tusks and stuff. Anyway, Hella is an orcish Dhampir, so she's half vampire, half Oni, and she has these fangs at the bottom that they mean business. You do not want to get bitten by those, which I wrote in her bio. And her bio is not full of secrets, so I'll just tell ya, if we're being 100% honest, Hella fully became a vampire so that she could have a glow up. And you do not want to bite from those fangs. Luckily for you, she's a vegetarian, which is not a secret just because I will have the band members be mentioned, and you know how they do things about people. Anyway. Oh, I forgot to mention, I don't have a name for this gal. She is half construct, half specter, and she is their roadie. So she's not in the band, but she supports them and she goes places with them, and she has a really great time. Yeah, those are just a few of the people that you're gonna be seeing next week. I'm excited. I'm very excited to start. I don't know. I'm so excited. Have a good day. Bye.